Tour Striker Nation, Martin Chuck here. And in this video series, I want to talk about diagnosing swing issues. What you can do on the range when you're just working on your game, you've got a Tour Striker product, because I want to be your coach, or I want my products to be your coach, even when I'm not there. So how are you going to do that? Well, we've got the Tour Striker Smart Bag right here. And the Smart Bag is part smash bag, part alignment aid, swing plane trainer. It's got all these elements that you can diagnose and really help develop your swing on your own without me being with you. Now, do I want you to come to a golf school? Absolutely. Do I want to coach you? For sure. But if I can't be with you, the coach is right here. Let me explain. Now, impact, the interesting thing about impact, when your body is aware that you're about to hit something, it prepares itself. It doesn't let you get all out of sorts, because it's an innate protection mechanism. So when you go ahead and you wall up an impact bag, such as a Smart Bag right here, your body, prepares for that and gets you in a nice supportive position to learn how to develop the rhythm of how to strike something solid. So start off just by warming up, make some swings away from the Smart Bag naturally, feel what it's like just to feel the weight of the club move on past you to a finish. But then to get started, go ahead and set up to the Smart Bag. Hold the club off the ground, put the Smart Bag in an alignment sort of with your forward foot, and then go ahead and give it a proper wallop, and you'll see that your body will support that relationship. And now let's get into the diagnosing of swing issues. First thing, the bag is pretty much designed to be used with a 7 or 8 iron. Now there's adjustable features. You can take the plain pillow completely off the bag with its sturdy Velcro right there. Now when you pop it on here, you want to sort of match up the shaft angle of the golf club. And by and large, when you set it on there, that's pretty close to a 7 or an 8 iron. And you can see you can put a little flatter or a little bit more upright if you like. Now what I want you to do is just go ahead and, through a set of 3 golf balls, put the golf ball about 3-4 inches from the baseline of the plain pillow. When you set in here, the shaft to be pretty parallel to it. I've got that a little bit too upright, so I'll lower it just a sliver. Let the hook and loop kind of catch on there. There we go. There's a good spot. So now we're going to hit a few shots, and what I'm looking for, you're going to aim that at your target line. So it's somewhere downfield there, that's your target. Now see if you can hit a few shots without any sort of rubbing of the shaft on the plain pillow on either side. So I'm going to hit one for you. So that was a nice feeling strike. And in hitting that shot, I didn't touch the plain pillow on the way back. I didn't touch it on the way through. Now, I wish that was the case with the students that come see me, but that's not the case. What you're going to find when you play the golf ball in the forward position, a lot of the students are going to have the scenario where we feel the club rub against the plain pillow on the way back. A lot of people get in this situation where, let's see if I can get these golf balls a little bit out of the way so we can track a few shots here. There we go. Get a ball in position. If I can get it to stay there. Come on, there we go. Awesome. So we're ready to hit a shot. Now as I hit another shot here, let's say for example I take it back and I brush into the plain pillow early. Typically I see that with a lot of folks. They've sliced the golf ball, therefore they feel like they have to take it inside to swing it outside. Now we know that golf is basically an inclined circle. Here's a horizontal circle. This is parallel to the ground. Here's a vertical circle. It would be like croquet. And so in golf we've got this inclined circle where the club works back up and behind us, down out to the bottom, and back up into a finish. Well, this down and out motion is enough down and out to crisply strike the golf ball and give you just enough subtle draw bias when you hit a golf ball. So you don't really need to purposely swing inside out. So this set of 3 golf balls, see if you brush the plain pillow on the way back, or perhaps you brush it on the way through, which you would know as a common over-the-top behavior. So that's your first set of 3 balls. If you can do that, guess what? You've got a pretty on-circle swing, meaning that the club travels on a nice circle relative to the target line. Now let's say for example you come over the top like so many golfers do. Here's the next set of 3 balls I'd like you to consider. Take the pillow off. What we're going to do is we will put the plain pillow, or the actual smart bag, the impact bag portion, and now are going to put the pillow on top of the smash bag. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to mildly obscure the golf ball, meaning that from my visual perspective, this golf ball is both a little bit it's a little bit underneath that pillow, because again, this golf swing is a circle that goes back up and behind us, therefore it needs to come down out in front of us as we unwind to collect that golf ball. So here's the next little drill you're going to do. Set of 3 golf balls. I want you to see if you can hit this golf ball crisply, that's the key, crisply, without disrupting the plain pillow. So if I hit a shot for you, so there's a nice strike where I didn't disrupt the pillow. Now what you're going to see if you put your buddies on this, or maybe yourself, if you are steep and over the top, the behavior you're going to have here is something where this club gets going a little bit steep, it's going to crash down, and you're going to know right away that somewhere in transition the club is getting out of position. That's not that easy to fix because it happens so fast. A golf swing's maybe 1 second long. Well, within that 1 second, well, 1.2 seconds long, and 75% of that is backswing, and 25% of that 1.2 seconds is downswing. So what I want you to do, if you are touching this on the way to the golf ball, that's going to show us that we're getting a little steep. We're clobbering this on the way to the ball, and usually what happens from here is we get steep, the club is traveling on a circle path over the top to the left for the right-handed golfer, and then our response is to stand up to provide some room and to give us a chance to fit that club in. So if you are in fact struggling with this drill, let's slow some things down a little bit and get organized, and let's feel what it would be like to let this club get a little bit lower, and so that allowing our body to kind of unwind us through impact here. Let's hit one more here. So again, from my visual perspective, this ball is mildly obscured. I'd say it's covering up a quarter of the golf ball. That top right quarter of the ball is obscured by this overhanging bag. Now what also helps here is during my backswing, if I have much head motion, I can see that moving around on top of the golf ball. So it gives for a great perspective of where you're moving or not moving in space. So we want a nice peaceful relationship there. Let's go ahead and hit another ball and see if we can avoid hitting that bag. So those are nice crisp swings. And you can watch in the review there, you know, I'm collecting the ball, hitting some solid shots. So if you are hitting this, again, let's slow some things down so we get this club working a little bit down before a round. We'll hit some shots, and then you'll start to be able to gain some awareness and speed from that. Now, let's say you are hitting shots fat. You're landing behind the golf ball. A very, very simple drill to help you with that. If you're not catching the golf ball solidly, let's take the plain pillow and let's put it outside of our trail foot. So I'm going to hit some shots right here where I've got the plain pillow just to the right of my right foot. And what that's going to do, it's going to produce a little bit of a space for that club to travel down, not too steeply, but travel down to where I can touch the ball and touch the ground. What I find is a lot of folks have a really hard time in a couple ways here. They'll take the club back too low and slow, moving their upper body to the right too much. And then if they do move it too much to the right, they're hanging back and they're going to nip this soft pillow, this vinyl pillow on the way down. So a couple things to help you here. 3-ball set, get set up, and let's see if we can avoid that pillow in our backswing and in our downswing as well. So this is a nice little strike. So at both points, backswing and downswing, we look in the slow-mo here, the pillow was not touched in either. Now you'll find that a little tricky because if we put this just to the outside of our trail foot and then we have the golf ball somewhat left center in our stance, that gives us that nice little clearance to go ahead and collect the golf ball on the way to the ground before we go to our finish. Now, another really simple way to use this. This can be your alignment aid. And so there's my train tracks. My train tracks to my target right there. Tour Striker is parallel to my target. I'm going to go ahead and set the golf ball just a small distance away from the hosel of my golf club. Now again, this will help you in the 3-ball set know if you're taking it away too inside, because you'll bump it clockwise, and if you're a little bit too over the top, you're going to find that through impact, you're going to bump it counterclockwise. So let's do that with a 3-ball set. Now with the driver, let's go ahead and, let me get a tee here. We're going to take the plane pillow and we're going to put it ahead of us right here. Put it ahead so that we can understand if in fact we are launching the golf ball properly. So we can get that set up here. We're going to put 1 foot from where the ball is to the edge of the plane pillow. And this is a great one because we don't want this driver swinging steeply down and across, hitting the pillow. It looks something like this, and believe me, we see this all the time. It'll shock you the first time you do it. It won't hurt you, it'll just shock you because you'll be like, wow, I didn't realize I was swinging down and across it so much. So in a 3-ball set, remember, 1 good size 11 shoe ahead there, get that in the way. What this is going to do, it's going to help you get the golf club traveling up at the right point, because we want, with a driver, we want the bottom of our swing to be fractionally behind the golf ball with the club ascending up into impact. And if we're doing that, then we are maximizing our potential distance. So let's hit a little shot here. So reasonable strikeout there. Now you can see I clearly didn't touch that. Again, what we want to avoid is something traveling down and across. And with a driver as well, if you want to do a 3-ball set, obscuring it fractionally, this is a fantastic drill with the driver. Go ahead and pop that in there. And now once you get that secured, you can tee it up and then you can see that. You can make sure that your driver is approaching the golf ball from the inside out on a shallow delivery angle, not something steep and down. So a lot of different ways for you to work through your practice session. What I would like you to do is, the basics. Get it set up, use the plane pillow, take an iron. As you hit some shots here, the back side the front and back side of the impact bag portion shows you how you can deliver a shaft with some forward lean, because I've got that angle in there. So you want to be very mindful of how you can transport your angles into the golf ball. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll up a golf ball. And by now you've worked with this, you've kind of diagnosed, maybe you're a little bit over the top, maybe your low point's a little bit behind, you hit some fat shots. Well, now you've got a coach. I can't be with you all the time. You've got a coach right here. It's going to help you diagnose and give you direction when you practice, because I want you to be able, get that on the right pitch, there we go. I want you to be able to collect the golf ball with power and precision so you can hit some great shots. So Martin Chuck signing off. This is your coach when I'm not around. The Tour Striker training products, I design them for feedback to help you have a great practice session, to work through the bag a little bit, understand different elements. Is it great just to smash it? You know it. But every dumb smash bag you can do that with. This is the Smart Bag. It's got a lot of training elements that are really going to help you. Thanks for watching.